Hello, 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 Crafty Chris here. I'm back. It is October. I had a nice long break. I'm thrilled to be back, and to start off with something just simple and easy, we're going to do an October calendar page. So I have pre-cut my October calendar page to make sure it's 12 by 12 and to make sure it's centered on either side. Top to bottom I don't worry about because I prefer to have more space up here than down here. And so this is ready to go. So now what I want to do is I've pulled out some paper that I think coordinates very well. So I've got scraps and bits and pieces. And I like the way these colors match in the plaid, and the wood kind of goes along with the brown. And I think I'm going to be using these to block off out my my calendar the way I used to do. For a while there, I was cutting out the center section and pasting on a page, but I think I want to go back to being a little more creative and adding interesting colors and textures um, to the backgrounds of my calendar pages. All right, so I need to measure this inside section. Oh, no, I don't. I know that's 12 across. And I know that it is 2 inches from here to here. And I'm thinking I want to do my red across the top, have my brown along the sides. How can I do that? And then some of this plaid across the top, a thin band across the top, and a piece at the bottom, like so. So that is the plan. And again, I need to make sure I'm measuring things so that I don't run into problems when I am cutting. And so, taking a look here, I am looking at 2 inches from top to bottom here. So I want to take this out of this beautiful paper, and I'm just going to take a quick cut top to bottom at 2 inches. If you want to make sure it's absolutely perfect, you can always cut it a little bit bigger, but I am going to risk it and see if that works. That's perfect because I'm going to put a little band of the plaid. Maybe I won't put a band of the plaid. Maybe I'll put a band of the wood there, and then maybe I'll put plaid on the sides. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And this is the sentiment I want from the bottom, because this calendar page actually has nothing happening in the last row. So we want to make sure we have something to put there that's going to look good. And I have lost my tape runner. So I'm just going to quickly grab my tape runner. There we go. Oops. I want that to go on the calendar page. That should be enough adhesive. Make sure it doesn't go off the edge there. And I'm going to line that up right at the very top, or yes, the top edge. I have my paper on the side. Put the top edges to my right. There we go. Loving it so far. And I think if I put 1/4 inch of this, I'm actually not going to even really see anything. So let me just do that. Am I going to get a sense of the plaid? That's what I want to see. I like that. I think that will work. It's going to take 1/4 inch of this. And I already know that it is 12 inches this way, but I have cut it. It is shorter this way. So I want to keep in the 12-inch section. And that's 1/2 inch. right along the edge of there should be good. And that should be 1/4 of an inch. Take that off. And that's my little piece. And I'm just going to use glue on this because it's a little bit easier than trying to get my tape happening. And I'm just simply going to put dots every couple of spots. There we go. Awesome. And that just helps me to put this down just a little easier. There we go. Whoops. Just stuck my finger right in it. And I'm just going to put that at the bottom edge of the paper I just placed. And along. There we go. Beautiful. All right, looking good. All right, so that's those 2 pieces. Now I am going to come back to this afterwards, so we'll put that up at the top there. I'm going to grab, because that's the 12-inch side, I'm going to grab how much? How much is Chris going to grab? This looks like 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to go, instead of that, 2, 4, 6, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13/16 of an inch, just so I have extra. I don't want to run into any trouble. And I'm going to take this piece off at the bottom here because it is going to be a challenge to cut anything straight with that. There we go. I can use that in other things. And this has a bit of a ding on it, so I think I will trim off this other little piece as well. Try and get a nice straight edge. There we go. Okay. Some little hairy bits in there. Okay, so I said 13/16, so there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13/16, and I need 2 of those. And there's 1. Eight, 10, 12, 13/16. And there's 2. And I'll trim back if I need to. These guys can go back in my package of colors. And we're going to stick these down. I'm actually going to, because I can see this a little better, I'm just going to run my tape runner. Whoops. Don't want it there. There we go. Piece there and there. And now, with any luck, oh, it's beautiful. But I think I want to turn it this way. And it's going to go all the way down. There we go. Beautiful. This is looking very October-ish, cozy-ish. And we're going to make sure everything's down. Okay, I'm going to line this up with here. All the way down. Lovely. And I'm just going to trim these little guys off. Oh, that might even be a little bit crooked, but it doesn't show up as crooked. Something is slipped here. I'm going to stick it underneath so I can get it properly lined up. There we go. And I'm going to need a small trim on both sides. Alrighty. Just going to take my trimmer for this. There we go. It's such a small bit. Did I even get that? No, I did not. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. And trim off the bottom ends here. There we are. These are 2 pieces of wood that I will use again. So I'm going to keep them, just make sure I have no adhesive left on them. Perfect. Alrighty. And now we're just going to put that little bit of block at the bottom. And that is measuring, so that looks like 5/8. So I'm going to take 5/8, one strip of 5/8. There we go. And that should go across nicely. And finish everything nicely. Move that out of my way. And we're just going to make sure we have the corners with adhesive on them because I don't want it to lift at the corner. And in the middle. There we go. Move that over. Okay. Now we're going to line this up under that black line all the way over. Okay. And I need my long long scissors just to finish up. Because I notice I have a little bit that needs trimming here. There we go. There we go. That looks better. And there's our basic calendar page. Alrighty, now I want to use Autumn is Wonderful, this little piece down here, and I'm going to get my little mini cutter. Gotta have a whole bunch of cutters. Now, just going to slip this through here. There we go. And I'm going to cut 1/8 of an inch. There we go. That got rid of one side. And from this end, I'm also going to do 1/8 of an inch. There we go. And from this border, I'm doing 1/8 of an inch. And from these leaves on the side here, just going to trim off a little bit. And I feel like that might be too fat. Yes, it is. So I'm putting at the bottom there. I don't like it how far it goes over. So I'm going to slim that right down and cut right to the edge of my leaf. So I'm going right to the edge of my leaf. There we go. Did I cut any leaf off? No, that's very good. And if I'm doing that there, I should probably do it here as well. There we go. And I'm going to take just a bit off of there. And I think just a bit off of here as well. There we go. So just narrowing that down a little tiny bit so it's not so much hanging over the top. Perfect. Allows me to line it up with the top line and have a little of the brown underneath so it looks like it's within the page. And I'll stick that on after I put the numbers in. I've got two kinds of brown. I'm going to use those. Whoops. And I have this reddish metallic-y color, so I'm going to use that. And we are now going to figure out, we started October on today, or yesterday on a Tuesday. Perfect. So now, let's just put that off to the side. I'm going to start with the red. The red might not be the right color now that I'm looking at it closely. Let's see if it makes us, I think it'll be fine. Okay, so this is Sunday, Monday. Let's write the dates. Sunday. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, because I have 2 other colors. 4, 5, 6. Wait a minute. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Haha. 16, 17, 18. Got to always be double checking. So 16, 17, 18, 19. And then we'll do number 2. 2, 5, 8. Alrighty, that looks good. That I want to touch up with a piece of black pen, but I'll do that later. Alright, so now we're set to decor. I am going to stick this down at the bottom in the center. So I eyeball. There we go. That's our piece for the bottom. And I have some nice little decorative things here that I can add along the bottom of the page to make it feel more like fall. Actually, I could do something behind October up here. So this is a cutout of a hilly scene. That's kind of cool. And then I could put October over top of that. Or I have the same thing in a lighter color, so I'm not sure which one is going to be the better one. It depends, I guess, on which letters I have, so I should pick those up. But I do have these fun little houses. So let's see what we can do with these fun little houses. So I could have a couple of little houses down at the bottom, because this is to make it feel fall and homey. And here's an interesting little house that can fit in there. Whoops, you can't see what I'm doing. Oh, it's a bit wide. I think I like them all going vertically. Might have to. Do I like it's kind of a lot, isn't it? So maybe this one goes down here. That goes there. Doesn't leave me a lot to write in that space. So I think I'll stick with that one. And which one is wider? This one can go up here because 31 stops there. And we can have this one a little bit over the side. So maybe we'll just do that. And we'll put that one there, and maybe a little tree. Got some dark trees here. Can go behind this one. Like that. I like it. We're going to keep that, and we're going to put everything else back. Okay, so now, whoops, still have more stuff. Goodness gracious. Just throw it all on there. Now I'm going to poke all out the little bitty bits. So I'm going to get my roller poker. Best invention ever made. And you can rip them off if you have to rip them off, as long as you're ripping the back and not into the front, because you don't want to have it show on the front. Alrighty, good to go. These I'm going to glue on. Get my chair so I can be closer. Okay, so just going to add a tiny bit of glue, just pokes, little dots of glue in important spots so they'll stay on the page. I'm going to have him right at the bottom, and just a little bit over the side. What's good about this is I've had these cut for quite a while, and the whole idea about busting your stash is to make sure you're using things up, right? Actually, I'm going to move that over just a bit. I'll go back to where I had it. Leave a small space between buildings. So when you do die cuts, for sure, make extra, but remember, you got to use them. And while you have them out, if you're going to have them out for cutting for a project, you might as well make more than one set. And I would like that to go a little bit over the sign so they kind of all blend in together. Oh, I was going to put that down after I put the trees. So I'm lining up the trees so that the stems are actually hidden. There we go. Isn't that cute across the bottom? Look at that, just a couple of plain old die cuts, nothing special. They're just craft and brown paper, so that's cool. Now this is going to be something we're going to want to figure out. Now I do have some bunch of interesting ones, but I like this cork. And if I take that out, the cork could go over the brown. Let's make sure I can say October. OC, so I'm counting OCT, OBER. Yep, excuse me, I do have October. So yeah, I'm liking the way that's going to look. So with that in mind, I am going to center this, and then I'm going to put October over top. And we are going to center that more or less. Down like that. Just push the trees up. I used clear glue, so it will dry clear wherever you see some of the white glue. This guy can go to the side. And now we can put our October. So did I bring a ruler? I did not bring a ruler, but I do have a piece of plastic. So I can use my piece of plastic the same way I use my alignment tool. So I'm just going to put the O. And you usually see me do this with an alignment tool. It's more accurate with an alignment tool. So obviously it is much better with an alignment tool. And I just want to see if I'm going to like this lineup. Do I want to leave a little space? I'm missing that whole tree on the end there, but it doesn't matter which way I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think I'm going to drop it a little so you can see a tiny bit of the tree over there, so it looks a little bit more balanced. And we're going to stick that down. And this is going to be trickier because I'm not using my alignment tool. So I'm just going to lift everything up. And pull it out. There we go. And that doesn't look too bad. Now, you know what I am going to do is put some gold glitter on there. So there's our page. And I probably should put 2024. And it doesn't have to be overwhelmingly big. Just if I ever need to know, I can find it. This is my glitter pen. And I just add glitter to the letters. So you can still see that they are made out of cork. They have a little bit of glitter on them. And this is a this is a Nuvo Midas Touch that I'm using. And there you have your little bit of glitter. When it dries, it's much more subtle. All you see is the glitter because it goes clear. There we go. And there's the page. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel at the end of the video. Bye!